Hey everyone, this is a follow-up video on the steering wheel position sensor converter device. This device is intended to be used on 2001 to 2004 Corvettes. The end goal is to be able to take the original steering wheel position sensor signal from 2001 to 2004 models and manipulate it so that it emulates the proper signal that the car would see when you have a quick steer kit installed, such as a FDF Mini Mantis or an SLR Speed or a Vet Nuts kit. So it should all be a pretty seamless end result once this project is complete. But right now, just showing current progress. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this guy in. You can see it starts up. And the initial screen that comes up, it says steering wheel position sensor angle converter. That's just kind of the name of the device. And the current status is need calibration. And so it comes over to the calibration screen where it tells us that it's not calibrated and it wants to have the button held in order to calibrate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I hold it, and while I'm holding the button, it says calibrating. And then I let go of the button and it says calibrated, and then it gives some offset data. So that's how far off center the device currently is. And now it says it's calibrated, and we can go ahead and recalibrate it if we hold the button again. And then just a little quick overview on this. This is the sensor from a 2003 Z06. And these two dots are supposed to represent if the steering wheel in the car was centered. And so I got it pretty close. Ultimately, it's unlikely that the sensor in the car will be perfectly centered. And so the calibration is intended to overcome any misalignment between the center of the steering wheel and the sensor itself. So now we've got the device calibrated. We're good to go to start playing around with it. And so I can flip through the menus with this button. So I'll go ahead and do that. The next menu is showing us what the steering wheel angle is. So you can see as I turn this guy, the angle changes. So I can keep going clockwise in this case, and the angle just keeps increasing. And I've got a little over 500 degrees of travel, so I'm not going to take it all that way, but then you can see actually it does start to drop off after that. But in reality, the steering travel of a C5 Corvette I have measured at a little over 450 degrees, so there's more than enough travel on here to accommodate that. So I go back counterclockwise, and the angle reduces, and same thing, kind of starts going into negative values. And I'll just go back to center now. All right, and then this bottom line here, stock angle, that's basically saying which angle kit is installed in the car. So if there is no angle kit, I just call it stock angle. And then we can go ahead and hold this button and start flipping through the different options based on whatever is installed in your car. So I've got two for Mini Mantis because there are two angle positions. And I think there are multiple ones for the SLR Speed, but I personally picked the Mini Mantis kit, and I haven't really looked much into the other options in terms of how this would be set up, but that's for future development. And same thing for the Vet Nuts kit. There's only one position for that one, but I don't have any data because I don't have the kit. And so the next screen here that I flip to, this is called raw data. This would be used for troubleshooting mostly. So nothing special here. Zone 0 is just where it's at when it's close to center. As it starts moving away, then the zone numbers start increasing. But I'll just bring it back to center. And the A and the B are output voltages that are set in a what's called 10-bit format, where 0 is 0 volts and 1023 is a full 5 volts. And then if I go ahead and long press the button here again, then it brings up a different screen that says offset. So these are the same values that were written to memory when I calibrated the device. So then I just go ahead and release it, and got that back. And I can start flipping through menus again. So back to the original menu. It now says V1, which is just version 1. And status is okay. If there were an issue, this would say error instead of okay. And yeah, so just flip through menus, no big deal. Calibration can happen at any time. Just long press the button, calibrating, and then release the button. And we have new offset numbers because I moved the dial. So same thing that would happen in the car. If you turn the steering wheel, the calibration numbers would change. And whenever the steering angle kit selection is changed, it writes that to memory as well. So that way when the car loses power and the device therefore loses power, you are right back to where you left it. Another neat little trick here is if we're on the main screen, if we long press the button, it says hold to reset, and then you hold it just a little bit longer, and then it says release to reset. So then the device resets, and we are back to a position where it needs calibration. And so the steering wheel, I'll start here. Calibration says no, because we deleted all the calibration data, reset it. And then same thing here. This was set to vet nuts previously, and now it's back to stock angle. And if we long press here, there was offset data, and you can see they're just zeros because it was reset. So if we're in the main screen and it has not been calibrated, we can long press the button, and when we let go, it will automatically hop over to the calibration screen, and that will turn off in a second, and there we are, calibrated. We can go back over here, and just a second ago this had zeros under the offset, and now you can see that the values that it just had are showing. So pretty cool implementation. If I unplug it from power and plug it back in, it'll come up and it says status okay because it remembers it was calibrated, so it doesn't need calibration again. And we can just keep flipping through the menus, and those values that it had for the offsets here are still there. So there you go. That's the current progress. I'm going to keep going with it and hopefully get this in the car and drive it with the FDF Mini Mantis kit. Thanks for watching.